How's it going, guys? This is John. I'm reporting with SH3GOTGAME, and I'm here with one of the most prolific and one of the most skilled seventh graders in the country. I'm here with Jayden Mcclain. I would like to start off with how's everything going?
It's good.
Yeah, for people at home, she just as a just as a freaking all-star. She just came from a game. She just came from a tournament, fresh off the tournament. Thank you for making time for me and SH3GOTGAME. For hopping online with us. So we really appreciate it, and we understand how busy your schedule is. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Of course, of course. All right, so we got a lot to get to here. I just want to take it layer by layer, because to be honest, people are like amazed by your story and stuff, and they want to get to know you more. Okay, so where are you originally from? Where are you originally born, and where did you grow up, and things of that nature?
I was originally born in Cincinnati, Ohio, but as I got older, I moved to Kentucky.
Kentucky. Now, which of the two? Which of the two do you enjoy more? Growing up, did you enjoy Cincinnati, Ohio more, or
Yeah.
you like Cincinnati better? All right, it makes sense. Around what age did you start getting involved in sports in general? So not even just
Um,
basketball. Like when did you start doing, becoming an athlete?
well, some people don't really say that gymnastics is like a sport, but I started doing gymnastics and stuff when I was like 5, 4 or
Okay.
5, and then when I got into kindergarten, I started playing basketball when I was 6.
Wow. Okay. So this is fairly roughly around like 6, 7 years. With that said, by the way, anyone who speaks on gymnastics and says they're not a sport is a joke. Gymnastics is one of the toughest sports to play and have some of the best athletes in them. So there's no shame in doing gymnastics, by the way. Okay, so let me ask you, who or what inspired you to pick up a basketball? Like coming from gymnastics is completely different than playing basketball, right? Like what inspired you or who inspired you to pick up a ball?
My mom played basketball at Cincinnati State, a junior college, and I used to come to her games when I was like 2,
Hmm.
and she played, and I would just watch her play,
And you
and
just
I just liked it.
yeah.
I thought it was cool.
All right, and you fell in love with it ever since. Great, 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 great. I mean, it makes sense. I knew someone had to try and make the transition from one sport to the other. Um, what aspect, well, you transitioning from gymnastics to basketball, what would you say became the most natural for you? Like, what aspect of the
Basketball.
game? Which
Mm,
aspect of the game of basketball became the
um,
most natural for
blocking shots come to me most because of my height.
you? Yeah, that makes sense. You have a unique height and size skill set. Therefore, it just makes it natural. Do you enjoy playing defense more than offense, essentially, or you just yeah?
Yeah, I like defense more than offense.
Okay, all right. That's in this society that's very hard to come by. It's just very uncommon. So, um, let me ask you this. You're not a high schooler yet. Like I said, you're one of the most prolific seventh graders in the country. You're ranked in the country. With that said, what are some of your personal goals? That you want to
Um,
accomplish before reaching high school.
a few of my personal goals are to win the state championship, be on Team USA, be a McDonald's All-American, 1,000-point scorer, and 2,000-point scorer, to name a few. I have a notebook with all my goals in it.
As you should, as you should. If you don't mind me asking, who kind of get guided you in that way to have all your goals and stuff written down?
So I went to the Blue Star camp and Mike, I think that's what his name is.
Okay.
He gave me this notebook and he said to write all my goals in it, and he said next time I come back to give it back to him.
Did you ever give the notebook back to Mike?
Well, we haven't been back to Blue Star yet, so no.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, well, at least you're prepared. You're prepared when you meet Mike again, all right? So you kind of mentioned you like defense because of your height and your size, right? You sit at 6'5", I believe, correct? As a seventh grader. It's pretty unique. Now, combine that not only with your size, but your athleticism, and you have a very unique build and skill advantage, right? Your abilities will almost pretty much naturally force people to double you, send different game plans at you, okay? That's just naturally how it's gonna work. I'm pretty sure you've experienced some of that stuff in tournaments already. How have you prepared mentally, I guess, to understand that most teams are going to come at you, or opponents' game plans are going to come at you with doubles, and people are, they're going to send help. Very rarely you're going to get the one-on-one with the low block and be able to really adjust and make moves. How have you adjusted your mindset going into that?
Well, first, I didn't like it because I had to deal with injuries, like my ankles or like my wrist and stuff. But then, when they started to double, I would like when I was posting up, they were looking at me and I would just shake my head no because there was someone else behind me. So I said, like, look at whoever else was over there and they would be open because they came and double me.
Mm. Now, now, does that? I want to ask you, does that put a little bit of pressure on you, understanding that most people game plans will revolve around stopping you. Like now that may help out a lot of your teammates, like you just said, like, hey, don't pass it to me. I have a lot of help here. But what does that do to you mentally, and how have you been able to prepare? Kind of understanding that they're gonna try attack and try to get after me.
It kind of made me frustrated, but then I started to get used to it.
And now, do you kind of embrace it, and do you take that challenge on offensively?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's defensively too.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure they try to attack you and get you in foul trouble early, right? And you gotta stay vertical. You gotta stay, in the paint. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. You know, on your Instagram, you recently just shared a video of you actually at a tournament where you weren't participating. And you kind of looked like showed up as a fan and just a general fan of basketball, like you love the game, right? With that being said, in that encounter, you ended up actually shaking hands and giving a hug to Tennessee Volunteers center, I believe, Tamari Key, right? Is that correct? Can you
Yeah.
yeah, right? It had to be a surreal encounter for you. It had to be. So with that being said, if you could walk me through kind of what was going through your head when you were able to hug her, and just can you talk about the significance of you guys' relationship?
Um, I think I look up to TK, and I was very, very happy to see her and actually meet her because all the other times I couldn't really get to see her because she was out somewhere else.
Mm. And why is that bond between you two? Why would you say that bond is special, or like what about TK that makes you look up to her?
It's like she's very tall, so I'm pretty sure she has a lot of experience of what I do, like getting hurt and stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is there do you guys have a relationship off the court? Like, have you ever tried to hit her up, or have you ever tried to speak to her to try and get advice and things of that nature? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so, sometimes we would, like, text her, comment on, like, pictures of the new shirts they put out in the store of their, new store for their, like, teams
Hmm.
called, like, Orange Mountain, and, I got a picture of the 2 shirts that I bought, and she got a new shirt in there, and I told her that I really wanted it, and she said that she would send it to me, and she also gave me a site for a clothing line called We Exist that TK had, which were really long. And she told me the clothing line so that I could get pants, sweatpants, and stuff like that.
Nice. Okay. Okay. So it seems like she kind of plays like a big sister role. She just tries to help you out in any way possible. Okay. With that
Yeah.
being said, you know, so I want to slightly transition. While you're extremely young still, right? As we said, seventh grader. You know, the reality here is your career is still very young, and you have still so much to progress and go. But in your pretty much young career and very eventful career, what has your she got game moment been? Here
I
as
would say my She Got Game moment was during my most recent game when I was being guarded by 2 girls, and I got a layup and fouled, and I did the same TikTok dance Angel Reese did after she got an and one in the game.
and that was a big moment for
Yeah.
you. Fair enough. What the significance of that moment? Did I'm assuming as another big center and another tall center, I'm assuming you have to look up to Angel Reese, and I'm pretty sure you follow a lot of her game as well. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's a great story, and you know, it just makes sense. It makes sense. She went viral with it, and it kind of took over the internet right when she did the dance. I believe it was against Tennessee. I think it was against Tennessee, honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay, well that's great. So we kind of just mentioned a few WNBA, well, no, excuse me, not WNBA, but college players. I want to ask you, are there any WNBA as well as NBA players that you've ever looked at or you try to model your game sometimes after or take things from? And if so, who are they?
Probably Aaliyah Boston.
Why Aaliyah Boston specifically?
Um, like, it's just a lot of stuff that you can relate to after her because, like, when she missed that shot at South Carolina for the finals, she was very upset.
Mhm.
But then after that, she actually got the win, and then she moved up. And I just started watching a lot more of her games and, like, practicing what she does in the game.
Absolutely. I just actually had the opportunity to see her live at the Liberty because she played the first game of the season. They played the Liberty, and she is something special. She is something special. Her footwork is very unique. I think she's going to help change the game for years to come. She is extremely special, and I would advise definitely keep looking up to her. Try to utilize as much as you can of her game and yours, right? While also implementing your own game. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of unique skill sets and stuff that she possibly can't do, right? I've seen you dribble up the ball. I've seen you dish. I've seen you shoot threes. I've seen you do a lot. So in that same regard, don't forget you while also implementing other games to make your game better, right? Um, so I want to transition slightly. Like the reality is we are who we are on the court, right? But we have lives outside the court, right? You're Jayden Mcclain off the court and on the court. With that being said, what would you say are some of the biggest aspects that that basketball has changed your life forever, either on or off the court, and how so?
I think I think basketball for the better, basketball has made it easier to make friends, build relationships, and travel. It's my favorite place, and when I play, I feel like everything goes away.
Mm. So it's like your vacation. It's kind of like you play and you go in a trance. A little bit. Okay, great. Like anyone else, although you're young, you still, I'm pretty sure, have moments of doubt. I'm pretty sure you still have moments of toughness and mental toughness moments where you kind of got to push through. What are, some sayings or quotes that you like to tell yourself to help persevere through tough moments?
Probably like don't let it get to you or something like that.
Don't let it get to you. Now, when you say that, what do you mean? Are you trying to just play the next play? You miss a layup or you give up a bucket? Are you just trying to move on to the next play? What do you mean by that specifically?
Like you give up a bucket, you gotta get another bucket.
Mm. Now, let me ask you. Now, does what happens in a game, right? What happens in the game? Because you're going to play talented people no matter what. You're going to these tournaments playing the best kids in the country. Now what happens if say they score 3, 4 in a row, right? And you're a great defensive player. They score 3, 4 in a row for whatever reason. You can't find your shot tonight. what does that what then what do you tell yourself mentally to kind of keep yourself composed in the game?
We gotta lock up. Just don't let them catch it.
Okay. Okay. So you just intensify on the defense. I like that. I like that a lot. All right. All right. I want to talk a little bit. So we talked a lot of basketball, right? And we talked about kind of your mindset going into the game and mindset even in the game. I kind of want to switch it up a little bit, and kind of get in a rapid fire moment, right? I want to know I kind of want to know Jayden off the court. So life outside of basketball a little bit. You said you're in Kentucky currently, so that's considered Midwest, kind of in the country. It's a little rural out there. With that being said, what are some of your favorite fast food spots? Right, we're just gonna run down rapid fire: Popeyes, Raising Cane's, Chick-fil-A, Waffle House. What are some of your favorite ones?
I'm gonna say Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's.
Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane. What's your favorite order?
From Chick-fil-A, just chicken nuggets.
Just chicken nuggets. All right. What
Just
about
chicken
Raising
nuggets.
Cane's?
Uh, Texas toast, chicken, French fries, and cane sauce.
Great. All right. Now, what's some of your favorite? Who's your favorite artist? You got a big game tonight. Or a big game tomorrow morning. You got to get pumped. Who's your favorite artist you're listening before the game? Who are you throwing in there?
It's definitely J. Cole.
J. Cole. Okay. All right. J. Cole. Is there anyone else you throw in there? If you're not bumping J. Cole, who are some of your other favorite artists you like in there?
Probably Bryson Tiller.
Big Bryce fan. Okay, I like Bryce. All right, that's a sleeper. Like Bryce. Okay. Would you rather, now I want to talk about, would what would you rather do in your free time, right? Would you rather shop? Would you rather work out? Or would you rather hang out with friends, watch movies with family? What's some of your favorite things to do outside of basketball?
Definitely hang out with my friends.
Hang out with your friends? So I want to slightly transition into, for people at home. You're still young, so you still have a social life. You're still growing your friends. You're trying to hang out with friends and stuff of that nature. I want you to discuss how that process may look when you're 24/7 basketball. You obviously have school and still trying to make time for your friends. What does that look like, and how hard is that to balance for you?
If I had free time, I'd probably be sleeping or telling my friends that I can't hang out today.
Gotcha. Okay. So very, very few and in between. You'll go hang out and actually enjoy your time with your friends. Gotcha. 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 All right. We got through a lot. We got through a lot here, and you have so much more to go, and I can't wait to keep following your story. But to conclude, is there any advice you like to offer or leave any young girls or boys who may be following your story and following your journey? Is there any advice you would like to leave with them? That for people that may resonate with your story.
Um, if there's anybody all over you, just don't let it get to you.
Mm. And when you say that, do you mean like mentally, physically, emotionally? Like, what do you specifically? What are you referring to?
Like everything.
Life, life. Just don't let it get to you and keep moving forward, huh? Correct. All right. I like that. I like that. That's a really wise. It's a pretty wise advice from a very young, talented athlete like yourself.